person to everyone that works here, apparently. You tell me and I just have to do it. Now, let's talk about the back to school party that we have for the little children.
What was it, 19th? In August, we had a back-to-school bash where we did a water deal. I did a kickball water thing. We had pools as the bases. Black Tarp Down was so fun. We had a real good time. It was just to finish up their summer, try to get them excited about going back to school, and know as a Christian you can stand together no matter what. So I think the adults had just as much fun, my workers did, as the kids did. We have a video that she's going to show us if it comes through, how much fun we had. We had 42 kids at it. That is a great blessing. We have a great bunch of kids, so let's see what happens.
It's your chance to reach the masses. This ain't no trip to a foreign land, but you can take a stand in your public school. This ain't no trip to a foreign land, but you can take a stand in your public school. This may not be Mexico, Colombia, or France. You want to go to Africa? Well, now you've got a chance. Talk to your friends with all the fun, and you can take a lots of rides when you open their eyes. School is a place to be when you're young and fancy free, 'cause you got what, half a day to give your life away. Another family salvation program, government funded, paid in full, also known as your public school. They put you in the classes. It's your chance to reach the masses. This ain't no trip to a foreign land, but you can take a stand in your public school. This ain't no trip to a foreign land, but you can take a stand in your public school. This ain't no trip to a foreign land. This ain't no trip, this ain't no trip, this ain't no trip.
When all you gotta do is really plug it into the wall. It's that simple. But yet, we're like children. We are the little boy thinking we have to do this, this, and this, and this. And that's what will get it to work. Whenever God, the Father, is saying, no, let me handle it. I know what I'm doing. I understand how I made this. Trust me. I know how it works. The Bible also says in the same verse, in verse 6, In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. And whenever we don't acknowledge him, people always go, anytime like after Sunday, they'll say, hey Garrett, you did a good job on the drum. I like the way you did it. Or they'll go and say, hey Garrett, you need to do better because you're a horrible person. And when you should have had, they should have tried to get a better drummer who's more used to playing drums than you. But whenever they go and tell me that I did a good job, every time I tell them I didn't do a good job. Because the Bible says to acknowledge him in all ways, all of your ways, in everything you do. I know that whenever I practice at home, I know that's me. Because it's a me practicing, taking it down, putting it back together, and figuring out how I did it up on stage. Because I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is this, and this worked, and that sounds good. And for some reason, I stick one over here and I drop this one. And then eventually it just sounded right. Because I don't do that. And that's the Holy Spirit. See, I don't like taking credit for things I didn't do. Because I know that is beyond me. There's only one person that can make this guy move like that and work in that sort of way. And that is the Heavenly Father. Because I trust in him and I will acknowledge him in everything I do. Everything. And we all know that people are weak and tired. All know that whenever the fight gets tough, and when I back down, or say whenever my parents split up, whenever I'm about, I think I was about 8 or 9 years old. Well, I didn't know what was going to happen. But the next thing I know, I moved out to Redwater. I'm in a high school marching band. And I'm playing instruments, which if I would have never gotten to that, I would have never came to this church. I would have never gone guitar. I would never be on these drums. I'd not be up here glorifying God in everything I do. And if I didn't trust God through that situation and trying to go along with what's happening and just calm down and not worry about the little things, I know that God's got it all under control. So what's the word? I wouldn't have been up here today. I'd probably still be up at an old church, sitting on the pew doing nothing. But in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29 through 31, it says, he gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. I want to stop there and say, I'm glad he says that. Because I know I'm 17 years old, I'm fat, I eat a lot, I'm not going to be very strong. Thank you. H2O. Gatorade. But I know that I am not going to be strong as, say, a Marine or a military person or a weightlifter. But yet I still know whenever I get tired, he's the one that will lift me back up. Because it says even youth grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. I fall a lot. Anyone else say that? I fell a lot in my life. I actually ran into a board when I was real little, when my hair got real short. You can see a scar on my head because I had a staple it. Boards don't move. I figured that out the hard way. But it says that even youth grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on the wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Now, with a promise like that, what do we got to worry about? Why would not just get off our butts, start trusting Him, and go ahead and go with it? Don't worry about the little things. Like, why is the sound system not working correctly? Just know that we trust in God, it will all work out. Obstacles might come. Obstacles might get in your way, like you not having a leg to walk, or having a child with no arms or legs, but still has hands and feet. People say we are not living in the days of miracles, and that the days of miracles are in the past. But there's a preacher that I've recently been told about who was at a church one time, and he was praying for this family that had a baby that had hands and feet, but he had no arms or legs. He was praying real hard. And then God said, drop kick this baby. He said, drop kick the baby. He asked why. He said, you want to see miracles done. You want to trust me. You want to see the power of my word. Drop kick this baby right now. So he drops the baby, he kicks it up. Next thing you know, it has hands and arms, it has legs and feet. And just instant, just dropped it, kicked it up, caught it. Baby has arms and legs. What other way but through God if we go and do that if we didn't have trust? If we don't have trust, then the days of miracles will be in the past. If you don't have trust, you will never see works in this church. Without trust, we are nothing. Faith without works is pointless. It's just as bad as works without faith, because neither of anything will get accomplished.
Amen.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. Don't wait for invitation for you to hit the altar. Just come whenever you feel that God is moving in your life. But love the message that Gary gave. There's not enough trust in the world. And that's mostly our individual fault. Anyways, moving on to our next event. They come from Miss Beverly's class. They are the masters of hands and signs and all types of fingers. Twice I got messed up. Let's get the sound image up here. Break every chain.
his show was over, he went to get his family out of the house and found them dead. We as Christians constantly let sin rule in our homes because we are not focused on sin, but whatever we are doing. And when whatever we're doing is over, or we finally decide to pay attention to what needed attention on all along, we come to find our family dead. Not physically, but spiritually. We ask God why it is so hard to turn them back to Him, and He turns around and asks us, why it was so hard for you to stop what you were doing and save them. You seen the sin and you knew what it could do, but did you put it out? What is more important to you, me or what you were doing? As Christians, we forget our true purpose, and that is serving God, not enjoying sin with a forget out of hell past. To know right and to do wrong is a sin. So if you know that your job as a Christian is to spread His word, and if you don't, it is counted to God as a sin, because that is what He called you to do. My second, there's only 3 to this, so it ain't gonna take that long. It says, my second section is plant a seed, which is if you decide to plow. The seed will determine what you will grow. If you want love, then you will love. If you want hate, then you will hate. The seed is everything. What you watch, what you listen to, what you talk about, and most of all, what you do. Is God in it? Because if it ain't, it cannot grow. If it's a stale seed, it will not grow. And if God's not in it, then it cannot grow. If it's a fertile seed, then it will grow. And that is love. Because God is only in love. He's not in hate. Like many people want to turn around and talk about the other church members, and talk about what they did, talk about what they talked, and talk about what they watched. But really, they're not looking at their own sins that they do, and they think that the other dude should be perfect. So the point is right there, is God in everything you do? Because a lot of people don't take that seriously. A lot of people just take it like, oh, that was just a suggestion. Well, if it's in the Bible, then it's not a suggestion. Amen. So it says if certain parts of your life is failing, you might want to give it some God. For example, Moses could not have brought the children of Israel out of Egypt if he did not give his time to God. Or he was comfortable and was already out of Egypt. God called him to bring others out just like He is calling you to bring people out of their Egypt. Their Egypt and what binds them. It's what binds them, or so they don't see what God's works through them. There was a poor man who was a drug addict. He was starving, and was about to fall down dead. And he saw an officer and begged of him food. The officer knew that if he gave the man food, he would never see him again, and the poor man would end up dying. So the officer told the man no and sent him away. But as the man walked off crying, the officer slipped a illegal drug into the man's pocket, which he had found on a sidewalk, and was about to turn it into the evidence hall, and called it in and arrested the man. The man was fed in prison until he was well, and was set loose shortly after, and the officer had all charges dropped. We are the poor man, so deep in our pain and sin that we are about to die, spiritually asking Jesus to stop our pain. And Jesus, which is the officer, tells us no. And when we walk away crying, He slips His grace and plan for us in our pocket. We cry for Jesus to stop the pain, but after that we go through more pain, which helps to identify where the pain is and what is causing it. And we realize that we are causing our own pain through our sin. Yeah, He can take your pain away, but if you don't know what was causing the pain, then it will just come back. And then what is so awesome about Jesus' grace is after it all, He drops all the charges. So next time you are crying for help from Jesus and it just gets worse, check your back pocket. The answer's there. Okay. Third point is keep weeds out. The weeds will try to come and kill your plants and suffocate them, and will if you don't pluck them. The weeds are sin, and they will kill your joy and destroy everything you work for. And they will start out looking like a lie, looking good, like a lie. Like a lie will get you out of trouble, but it will only get you deeper in trouble. And if you let the weeds grow in your garden, you will die, and so will you and everyone else. Pluck the weeds, and your garden will grow. How you pluck them is not by your works, but by the works of Christ. But in order for Him to work, you have to ask Him and sincerely want them out. For example, Moses could have never went into Egypt if God did not pluck out the weeds that shook his life, which were, it said in the Bible it was men, but that was an example, the weeds. Pluck the weeds is life. And that brings another point. Don't get in God's way. Be the way, not the stumbling block. Take more time shifting through these notes. It says, there was a child and he was told to take a shower because he had been out in the sun. But he ignored it, and soon heat rashes began to irritate and itch his back. And he cried for his mom, and his mom said, take a shower like I told you. And the child finally did, and the next day he was all better. But after he was better, he did not think of a shower, and soon he ended up with another one. We as people are the child. We go to church, and God tells us to clean and straighten up our lives and families out and to spend more time with Him. But we ignore it till our families and our lives start getting affected by sin, hurt, and suffering. And then we decide to follow His advice. But then when it gets good, we quit on Him. And soon everything He was building in you and your family crumbles because you decide to quit. Don't quit, because life is full of ups and downs. Either way, but it is the ones who stay with Him through the good and the bad that will achieve the everlasting victory. When it gets good does not mean God is giving you a break at being a Christian. But that He is refilling you with faith for your next battle, that you will always know it will get better and you will acquire victory in the name of Jesus. And my last point tonight, which is, it says, the whole point is what you reap, you will sow. If you sow stale seeds, then you will reap nothing and die. But if you sow fertile seeds, you will reap abundance. Also, it takes sacrifice throughout the process of your garden to take time and pray and read, which is having Jesus pluck the weeds. It is your dedication. Your garden is what everyone cares about. It is what you leave behind. What you will leave behind when you're gone. So that your future can survive. Last one. There was a ship that sailed to a foreign land and docked there. Each crew member was ordered a watch post by the captain while while it filled. The captain assistant watched the watches and made sure that were ready if they were engaged by the enemy forces. Jesus is our captain, we are his assistant, and we have to make sure everyone, and when I say everyone, I'm talking about everyone in this world, is encaped with God's word. It's encaped with Jesus' word. That they know Jesus' word. Because there's so many souls out there about to die and go to a devil's hell that don't even know his word. Because we as Christians decided to sit down on our job, sit down on our responsibility, sit down on our oath that we promised long back ago that we would lead the souls to him. We give up on what we were supposed to do and we die. And so do they, because guess what? It was your fail that made them for you. And it says in heaven that there will be blood. There will be blood on the hands of those who did not do what he told them to do. Shitfield, the captain assistant, watched the watches and made sure they were ready if they were engaged by enemy forces. Jesus is our captain, we are his assistant, and we have to make sure everyone is ready to be engaged by Satan. Because soon they will be. We cannot stand their post because the captain has ordered them to stand there. You cannot stand somebody else's life. You cannot judge their life on what they do. You cannot stand that post and tell them that their job is easy because you don't know. Because God gave them that job. God told them to stand. You cannot stand in their position. Their position is vital and they have to be there. For they're the only ones that know that position. Stand, but we can give them every weapon and ammo we can to get them through. The weapons are correction, encouragement, and a friend standing there to lift them up in prayer. You have the best captain, for even the sea and the wind obey him. So trust him and help each other out. So if one falls down, others standing there to lend them a hand till they get back up. It is our commitment, responsibility, and duty to stand up and keep Satan out of our ships. Our ships are our homes, churches, families, friends, and enemies. Keep your watch, for he has come to lie still and destroy you and everyone around you. That's all.
Drew, that was awesome.
Amen.
The main fact that my favorite verse was in there. James 4:17. To know what is right, but choose not to do it, is a sin in his own self. We remember that from Camp Noble. Oh joy. Kids Mission Trip. I hope y'all love everything that you see.
There's got to be more than going back and forth, from doing right to doing wrong, 'cause we were taught that's who we are. Well, come on, get in line right behind me, you along with everybody, thinking there's worth in what you do. Then like a hero who takes the stage when we're on the edge of our seat, saying it's too late. Well, let me introduce you to amazing grace. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. No matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has
take a filthy wretch like this and wrap him up in righteousness. But that's exactly what he did. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. No matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. Oh yeah. Take a breath, smile and say right here, right now, I'm okay because the cross was enough. And like a hero who takes the stage when we're on the edge of our seat, saying it's too late. Well, let me introduce you to grace, grace, God's grace. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless, has made you flawless. And no matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you, the cross has made you flawless. No matter what they say or what you think you are, the day you called his name, he made you flawless. He made you
So it is almost 1 a.m. And are we satisfied with 1.3 million tracks during the day? Oh, no, no. At almost 1 a.m., guess where we're at? We are back in the print shop printing more stuff because we don't quit. That's right. We don't quit. All night, printing, printing, printing. Everybody say hi. What? We're even getting dirty while we do it. Here we go. Here we go. We're still going. 3 a.m. and they're still going. Still going. All right, so now it's 6 a.m. and the machines are finally quiet and the kids are going to pack. Our time in Gulfport's almost done, but in 7 hours working through the night, 20 of the teenagers and the tween kids packed another about 500,000, I think, tracks. We don't know, we lost count somewhere in there. But these tables here, let me show you these tables. These tables here started out full, completely full tonight, and that's what's left. And as an added bonus, because we leave things better than we found it, I have Aaron. Come here, Gert.
What?
And Garrett, still cleaning up.
Tired as a mug.
Exhausted, ready to be home, but still determined to finish the job they started. I'm so proud of these kids. They've done an amazing job. And if there are words for them, then I don't have them.
But before these kids come up and give you a testimony, I want to share with you what that means and what these kids kind of found out there, the work that they did. We found out that while one track is sent out somewhere in the world, these tracks that we more or less did was to the Indian reservations, to Mexico, and there was some English tracks. But for every one track that goes out, it was statistically speaking, 4 people would read that one track. So if your children and our workers did 1.8 million tracks during that time, you do the math on that. It's about 7.2 million people get their hands up on the gospel. Now, how many of those people would come to Christ? We'll never know until we get to heaven. But I thought that was remarkable for that many people. 7.2 million people have the opportunity to get their hands on a gospel tract and know about Jesus Christ and His blood and what He did for us on the cross. It was amazing. All right, who's the first testimonies? We do got some kids want to come up here and give some testimonies about what that time meant to them.
Apparently you didn't say it right. You get up here, you're doing testimony. I ain't doing this first. I'm gonna do mine last. This works too. Yeah, start it off.
So, on Thursday night, I was thinking how grateful I am to be able to go on this trip and help pack tracks and save so many lives. And then when we went to the beach, I was just sitting there thinking how it's so awesome that God has come to all of us and is letting us go to help out everyone who has not been saved and learning about God.
Can we keep the beach out of this for a little bit, y'all? Next.
So like we went to Gulfport, Mississippi, and we made some tracks, and it really touched me because, like you said, every one track it reaches 4 people, and I just found that amazing, and it just really touched my heart.
Humans are great experience, so I think, and I'm glad I did something like this.
She was terrified out of her life.
Oh, your name.
Almost everybody gets to graduate, and I was extremely grateful I did.
The mic to your mouth and speak into it. I don't care if you have to eat it. We need to hear it. Next.
Chloe! Okay, so Mississippi Gulfport.
Louder, we can hear you.
Okay, so we went to Mississippi Gulfport and we made a lot of tracks. And while we were staying up all night making all the tracks, we was looking at the numbers, and as they rose up, like every 100, we would have to put them in the stack and then put them in the box. And we was trying to stuff as many as we could in there, so more and more people would stay.
Emphasis on stuff. Get in the box. You got it? Okay.
My favorite part was going to the beach and all the kids were on the floor playing football. And the second was that we went all night long doing tracks. All around the beach.
I don't hear you with the beach before God. I don't hear you. This is like one of my favorite people.
Well, yeah. We broke the tracks all night. Me and Cameron actually fell asleep on the side of the road. Couldn't even make it back to the room. Go to sleep. We did a lot of tracks. It was fun. Really fun.
Y'all fell asleep on the side of the road.
I'm joking, it's just the words. I thought so. Well, anyway. The clouds are really pretty. Well, anyway, that's probably one of the most exciting trips I've ever been to in my life, and I like to travel a lot. But during that time, it was really fun.
I wish I was there to see. You got something? It's about the beach.
I usually don't do this because I'm like stage fright, but it was a really good experience for me because I loved it and it touched my heart really because I got to put the tracks in the box to see like every track has like 4 people can be saved. So I was actually probably like I was so excited and at the beach I was the first one to get stung by a jellyfish. And I screamed like a little girl. I like jellyfish in the water and I loved it.
Actually, no. We have Gabby.
There's no egg. Gabriella. Okay, so it really touched me because we got to obey, be obedient to God and follow the tracks. And before we went to the beach, we actually got to go to the beach and hang out. So I was good job. Not even paying attention. It's over. We just have to go with it and just let them be how they were and just go through the tracks.
I didn't hear it. Did she say obedient? Did that come out of your mouth?
Hey, do listen.
Oh.
My favorite part about the business trip was when we were on the way down there, all the people were sleeping and stuff, and I was laughing at them. Me and Calvin just looked at each other and laughing at each other and stuff. And my favorite part about it is whenever we were sticking chips down people's nose. Oh, and it was pretty fun doing the tracks on the business trip, and I really liked it.
So you was sticking chips down people's nose? We want to investigate this. Oh, Lord.
I'm tired of mug. Tired of mug. Tired of mug. Tired of mug.
Hey, Gary. Be quiet, your turn's later. Gary, you still tired as a mug?
There I was. I find it funny that people mention anything about the little invitation service we had within that after the service. That was pretty good. They just kind of threw something together after the church service Wednesday night, and I happened to be bringing my guitar, so that worked out, and well, we only had me and Katie and some two other people wound up getting up there and singing with Katie while I played. And then I also figured out that getting stung by jellyfish really sucks. It don't feel good. They might be small, but they really hurt. And for anyone wondering, that stuff on my face in the video was grease due to the fact that we had 4 machines. We had a really good machine that ran really well, and then we had a machine. Then we had what they call the troublemaker, and then we had an air machine. I hate that thing. Every 5 seconds you gotta fix it. And it runs about as fast as I do. I don't run. I'm that. I hate that thing. I hate that thing. Yeah, I was really tired. Some people would say I was tired as a mug.
Tired as a mug? Wait, we still missing a few kids. I know they're here. They're not going to.
I'm not doing it. Not me.
Craig, Christy wants to do it.
Okay, on the serious note, we did 1.8 billion tracks. The girls did the most, just don't have to say that. The girls that work with me, we did the machine that always broke down on everybody. We did Indian tracks, they're the bigger ones, and we couldn't actually keep up with how many, but they knew how many was on the little thing that there were. But I'm gonna tell you, y'all got a great bunch of kids. They worked very, very hard. The girls went to the family Salvation Army store. And they were supposed to be there all day long, but we worked so fast we were done before lunch. So y'all have a great bunch of boys and girls. The boys worked on a chart, scraping the paint off of it. They all really worked hard, and they did learn a lot from each other. Okay? And it takes y'all backing them up to teach them what they know.
Oh, snap.
We just did a devotion this morning.
Let's say she was right.
Okay, you've heard these kids talk, and Ms. Melinda mentioned the boys went scrape paint. Some of them actually went and put up crown molding in the Baptist Student Union as well. And then we packed tracks. The girls went and cleaned and sorted at the Salvation Army. And like she said, we were done in 2 hours. What they said takes most groups 7 or 8. We, so that afternoon, it was really a great opportunity. We ran back to the print shop, and I grabbed a box of tracks and we ran to the beach. And we went and handed out tracks. There weren't a lot of people out at this time, but my group, I had Mackenzie with me, and she was so excited because every little thing she wanted to leave a track on. She said, because somebody might pick it up. Somebody's going to come through here. There were little bus stop benches. She said, I'm going to set it right here because somebody's going to pick it up. And she was putting them in trash cans, and they weren't afraid to run up to people in the parking lot. I think Alexis went into Waffle House and was handing them out to people in there. I saw fearless faith going on. It was amazing. And then the service Garrett mentioned. We went to church that night, and it is a church very different from our own. I think most of the kids would very much appreciate our church after having been there. And we we went back and it was done kind of early. So we decided to have a devotion. We pulled all the kids into the kitchen and Brother Brad started teaching. And I jumped in and Miss Melinda jumped in. We were all kind of bouncing off each other. And then I looked over at Gary and I said, get your guitar, grab Katie, you need to play some worship, we need to have an invitation. He's watching one girl, and I'm watching her face the whole time, and she's getting it. And they start playing, and they weren't very thrilled with me because they hadn't practiced anything, and especially not long together. But they did a fantastic job. And I'm sitting there, and I look up again, and this girl is in tears. And so I go over and I pray with her. And nothing happened then. But the girls' dorm was in the top of the church. And about an hour later, I walk in, and this girl and another girl are all the way in the back of the church, in the dark, where they actually weren't supposed to be. And of course we go, what are you doing? And she looks up and she goes, Miss Misty, I rededicated my life. So how do you get mad at that? She's in her rededicating her life. Since she came back, I've seen a change. An honest change. Her mom told me she's carrying her Bible to school. She's reading kids to the Lord with us. She walked up to me last Sunday and said, Miss Misty, I'm going to hand you my cell phone during church because I don't want to be tempted to be on it. So, wow, it's amazing what we did there, and I'm so proud of you guys for the work that you did. I'm just as proud of what you guys brought back.
Where's Katie? Okay, so we all know what the sound of the machines and how they work, right? Keep going. Me being our comedical self, I don't know if Val agrees. I guess she does. Yes. I go over to where Katie's working, and I enjoy the sound of the machines. Like, it is awesome. I can sleep through it. I go over to yes, you know where this is going. I go over to the machines. I look at her, I look at the machine, look at her, look at the machine, and then I just start bobbing my head at the sound of the machine. She almost fell on the floor laughing. That was my favorite moment. She looked like she's about to do it again. He really doesn't need to come up here because CIA, MI6, there's a reason why he's dubbed 000. Oh, you don't get no big thing. You just get up here. Oh, praise scenes. That's not what you wrote.
At some point.
Stop playing.
We model ourselves after the adult praise team, don't we? Got 'em.
Watch out.